get me to condemn them. Mm-hmm. No. Mm-hmm. Good is good and evil is evil. Mm-hmm. There's only one way to really do something right, too, right? That'll never change. Okay. Now, part of the message is to warn you. You are being judged by Satan, too. Now, the problem is his standards are higher than God's. What do I mean by that? He adds to the commandment of God the commandment of a man that means none effect. It happened in Eden. When Eve responded to the serpent, "You shall eat of every tree, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which is in the midst of the garden, you shall not eat of, neither shall you touch it, lest you die." Uh-oh. That's the commandment of a man to his wife, not to even touch the tree, lest she die. I know. The only person there to intercede between what God told the man when the woman was still one with him, I know, and what happened between then after they became two and then one flesh and then, right, back to two again, right? And this is something spiritual and physical in Eden. Right? You don't know what that is anymore. Exactly. See, maybe they could morph together into one. Jesus could do it 3 into 1. Or 2 out of him, with him still being present with them. 3 went to Abraham and Sarah. Now, if a couple traveling to Sodom, okay, a male and a female, went to Sodom. They wanted to know them both. You understand, right? And they meant fornication with them, even if they didn't want to do it with them, right? That's what it meant. They wanted to do them both. Butthole, vagina, everything. Without them saying yes to what they wanted to do. Now, the angels were supposed to find 10 righteous people in the city. 4, Lot and his daughters, with his wife, were the only ones to invite them in as they came into the city. Now, some say 2 men, but the word there means more mortal, right, than men. It's enosh, not ish. They also could have been sent there to die with them if they were to rape them in the city. And again, that was part of the warning too, right? They were sent there to warn them, right? And in the Bible it says to treat strangers kindly, right? Now, some people are told to be wary of strangers. Well, that don't mean, okay, right? Someone's hitchhiking, you may or may not give him a ride, right? That all depends on circumstances and how you feel about the person yourself. If you've seen them around town or something like that, too. Right. It's like with Justine not wanting to ride in the car with me and me not knowing what the hell's going on. Or even why, all we're doing is a pizza delivery, yeah. It's not like I'm going to rape you in the car or something. You can't tell me no. All I'm worried about is what's going on in her head about all that. I don't know. Right. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on in her head. I don't know. I'm trying to say, well, I don't know what's the problem. I know. But if you don't want me to ride in the car with you and that bothers you, I will say, well, then let me ride with someone else because it's bothering her, right? Why? Because it's her car and her choice, right? Not mine, not yours. And I would never force her to do anything she feels uncomfortable with, right? Which is all I can say about it. I don't recall anything else happening, but, us being around each other for a few months. Then she went to Boston or something, right? She's supposed to go to medical school or something. And again, all I would tell her about that is you gotta cut up dead bodies. If you want to do that, go ahead. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. You gotta work on the dead to figure out what's wrong with the living, right? And maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be. I don't know. But there's other things you can do, like, psychiatry or, right? Something where you might not have to do that, but you still might have to do that even to get into psychiatry. I don't know. I heard they all got to do a 4-year doctor to get any other kind of degree too, right? You got to go through all that. Well, see, I'm smart enough I can figure out if they're lying to me. The only time that could have happened is the night of the fall. Okay. But did I heal? Because one of the doctors said, "You're healed." I'm like, well, now I'm in pain, right? I have arthritis pain from the injury, right? Well, the doctor don't know what I'm talking about. He keeps telling, "You're healed, there's something wrong," right? Well, the only way something could not be wrong is if it morphed back into place. And Jesus healed it, but they're showing me pictures of some kind of x-rays, right? Which could only be taken when? The night of the fall. And the standard tests are what? CTs, x-rays, and sometimes what? MRIs. Now, what they're doing by showing me the night of the fall is trying to keep me at least in the arthritic pain. So I don't know what's going on, right? To confuse me, right? When Jesus has done healed me. I don't know. Which is kind of messing with my what? My mind. Like it would yours. I know I climbed on the roof. I know I lowered myself down to the window ledge. I know I let go. I know I blacked out and woke up in the ER in pain, right? That's all I know. Anything else is a blackout, right? An amnesic experience where I don't remember anything, like with car wreck, right? Like with the car wreck, I remember turning down the road, waking up in the hospital, being medicated, whatever they did, right? And released 2 days later. Damn. Now, this has to be the first night of the wreck. Has it healed? And morphs back into place. And are they showing me the night of the wreck? What it looked like? Got me a new guitar. Oh, actually, I got my guitar out of storage. Whatever you want to call it. Also got a new one. It's electric. I got 2 electrics and 1 acoustic. Trying to work on a drum set and a bass. Recognize that from the clubs. I hear that song played in the clubs and I thought it was cool. But I think it went to Mortal Kombat or something. I'm not sure of the group. Right? I think it went like that. Using different instruments there. Trumpet, electric guitar. So as I was saying, when you add to the commandment of God a commandment of man, you make it an effect, right? Now, yes, there are laws, right? The 10 Commandments. What is the first one? Thou shalt not commit idolatry. Right? Kind of goes into a lengthy one that you should worship Yahuwah, your God only. Yael, your God only. And it only shall you worship, right? Do not take its name in vain, though, right? Again, or make graven images in the likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or because it's what? Pure spirit, pure energy. Pure energy. Lay that butter down. And a little bit something original there. Right. Now, the first thing, though, Jesus tells you is God does not judge us for what we're doing. But something is teaching us judgment. And to play God to each other. And to what? Punish each other for our sins. But in order to sin with this being, it had to assume a human form and sin with us. Do you understand? And we knew that we were naked. We knew we sinned. And we knew we should die for that sin. But until we did that sin with this being, we did not know that. We were innocent. We were childlike. We were pure in heart. But then this being with 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute act, or whatever it was, undid all of creation, mainly through one of the 2 witnesses in the beginning, Adam or Eve. When it was his turn with Adam, there was a quid pro quo there too, King. And what that was sex. But not just with the normal route, to try the different hole. On both the man and the woman and the being. That's what he introduced to them, that they all thought towards all 3 images of God. Androgynous, male and female. Right. The male and female are one in Christ Jesus, and John changes Theos to Mastois, right? Adds an I in it for good measure, right? Because Jesus is Mastoi. Now, Mastois, with a U, is how the Septuagint writers translated the Hebrew into Greek. Oh, Greek in Hebrew? No, Hebrew into Greek. Now, the Greek have a simple 2 words for chest. Stethos for a male's chest, a mastos for a female's chest. Yet, in the Hebrew, there's more than one word. There's Shaddai, Shday. Not Shaddai yet. No, Shaddai is later on. Shad, which means a single suckling breast of a woman to nurse her child. Okay. Then Shadiak, with the Y and a KH, if you know what I mean. I think it's called a kof or a cough. Something like that. Good to be king. Right, Mr. Brooks? You make me wanna shout with my hands up and shout, come on now. Somebody say a word. Come on, baby, say yeah, I'll say it. You will say, you will. Oops. Got a little sidetracked. Roxanne. You and that one. Not Roxanne. You know how to put on the red light. I don't know why Eddie Murphy didn't do it like this song, man. Did Steve not just give you permission? Was that it, Eddie? I bet you could have done like Steve. I bet you could have. I bet if you could do no do yesterday to celebrate. Stevie Wonder there. Again. Mama don't count that slack. Now I know you are an impersonator like me, you know. But would Steven just not sign up on? I don't know. I'll let you use it in impersonating. That's what I wanted. White crew bastard that I'm playing. You're not like that, are you, Steve? Or could he just not give you permission because of other members of the band? I don't know. He's just the lead singer, you know. There was other people in the band too. I know. Maybe someone was prejudiced. I don't know who let him use the song. In fact, it was in 48 hours, right? One or two. Right, where you use that. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's kind of awkward. If you know what I mean. Right. Well, I just want to do it like singing. My personal singing, that's just my thing. This is your thing. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. Okay. You don't have to sell your body to the blind. Roxanne, you don't have to put on that red light. But there's hot. You don't have to sell your body to the blind. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Time for an overall. What time is it anyway? I'm gonna get over here and start working, man. This time, boy, 8 o'clock in the morning. Uh-oh, before my phone lost some power there. Oh, no. Mr. Bill. From Saturday Night Live. Sketch comedy. Don't know who did all the characters or the writings, but you know the show. Right. But not really. We can't even sing Dixieland anymore. Okay. Even though it's part of the history of America, that's just stripped away like the Muslims want to do other people's religion, other people's background, and treat it like there was not slavery during that time, and you have to get out of it slowly. Some people are just fucking lazy. Get used to it. Can't call them nothing else. They don't want to raise their hand to pick a bed of cotton in the fucking hot sun. They think because you're black, you can do it better and you can handle the sun because you might suntan. Or want sunburn. Ain't that a foolish thing? Ain't that a foolish thing? You white honky bastard. Exactly. Dead honky. Oh, that word. Ever use that word, on live TV, man. Well, back in the 70s, man, we were just wild and crazy guys, right? See? Too baby. But anyway, we're talking about judging people. Unto what condemnation? Of course, you're supposed to know good from evil, right? But to either make something all good or all evil. What do you think Satan taught us to do that we're still doing, but don't realize it's wrong? Judging each other into what? Condemnation, death, hell and the grave, right? That's what Jesus is trying to say, right? When he says, forgive, and you shall be forgiven. Condemn, and you shall be condemned. So if you're having sex with your wife, and I'm having sex with my wife over here, and me and my wife break up and your wife still together, that's goody for you. That's goody for you. But I cannot make my wife stay with me any more than if your wife wanted to break up with you, you could have to break up with her too, right? Get the point. Now, the Bible's kind of weird in some of that. Talks of one man having 1,000 wives, one about 17, one 2, one 4, one whatever. After 2 of them may have had his children, and I have to say may have had because the second child was born in his old age, and the first child was born of a handmaid of the woman who was technically his sleeping partner. That's what we would call it today. Mm-hmm. Like one of the women at the well, who was Jesus' follower at one point. We are tonight, who it is tomorrow. Both of us searching for all that to see. Why should we worry? No one can care. Look at the stars, so far away. We got tonight, who needs tomorrow? We got tonight, babe. Why don't you stay? I'm doing it a tad different, yeah. A tad. But I don't have permission, and I'm doing it as part of our little entertainment skit here. That's Bob Seger, of course, with the Silver Bullet Band, right? But we got tonight. Mm-hmm. And see, that legalizes it, Bob. I'm giving you credit in your band. And I also like it's on critiquing it, right? So there's 4 criterias, right? And I can parry that if you want. Which what I did there is I sung it differently than the way you sung it. Huh? That's a music lesson. Guess what? That's teaching it. Legal. Okay, you can teach people to sing by what? Ear. But don't get teachers having itching ears who won't hear the whole word of God. That's the danger too. Jesus was talking about what they were doing on the Sabbath day. Was it any different than what the disciples did or what David did with the showbread or the shoebread? Whichever one you want to use. Shoe show. That's also a marketing shoe place to sell shoes. The shoe show. Right? That's Dave Chappelle. But that's kind of a parody because I use shoe and they use something else. Chappelle show. That's it. So I said shoe show. So, the problem is, though, if all 3 judge each other, Satan Okay, sticking around long enough to have a child from Adam. Cain and Abel are born around the same time, 9 months later. And as they grow up with a new daughter, three are being raised. 2 boys, 1 girl. Could that be a problem later on? Maybe either way. Say. One of them wanted to trade, but I'll give you a shot at her if you give me something first. Itchy kayakia, Creole de Marmalade. Voulez-vous avec moi ce soir? That's Patty the Bell, of course. And what am I saying there? Well, that in French translates to, do you want to sleep with me, brother, able to have a shot at our sister? Now, I'll give you a shot if you give me a shot of your a-hole. But only if you give me a shot at your a-hole where you get a chance at her hole. I'm willing to trade that for you having sex with her first, too. Just give me a little something, and I'll give you her for a night. He said, what? No. And so he rose up and slew his brother so he wouldn't have the real set. And then, because sure, it was about corn, which Moses allows in the Torah, or not bringing forth a good sacrifice. Yes. The sacrifice he wanted to do with Abel was something Abel wasn't willing to do with him, to get a shot at the sister, which again, we don't know the real whole deal, why this thought tempted Cain so, or Cain so, and why, again, it was allowed by grace through faith, not of works, these events arose. But needless to say, he rose up and slew his brother anyway, which is a violent way of saying he raped him. Right. He killed him so that he left off reproduction altogether. For the size of the member was too much for Abel to bear. And again, he left the story. Much like Lot's wife being blinded by the light. Wreck up like a douche into the roamer in the night, blinded by the light. We gone down on a wicked through the night. Somebody, I don't know who sung that song, but I heard it on the radio, so I like it a lot. Some teachers you see, okay? Okay. Right. But it came to mind when I started talking about Lot's wife being blinded by the light. And what would that do if you're walking along pillars of salt? You get lost. And die in the wilderness of what? Starvation. And then decompose into a pile of what? Salt. What happens how do you think mummification partially happens? Salt. How do you think, well, not quite stuffing, taxidermy, right? But still, right? That's where you take a dead animal's hide, right? And put it over a mold or body form of the animal, and you stuff the animal, as they say in the profession, with certain materials to make it seem alive, though it's what? Not. Someone is, was, and is not. Someone is, was, and is not. You gotta figure who's whom, right? And why one said not to judge and forgive and what that means. I can't say a race or a group of religion doesn't all judge in some ways or another, right? So if you're gay, you judge someone, or if you're straight, you judge someone. You're both going to hell. Why? You're judging both. So if you judge the straight man and you're gay, well, you're going against the natural laws of marriage, which says only the male and female can reproduce. But if the straight person judges the gay person and they have sex with a woman, that's still sexual. So, do you know that's your true wife? Or just the one night stand? Had those two. I confess. I was with only women. The only way you could trick me with the underage girl is a fake ID if she comes to the house. Without an ID, she's not getting it. And I think they believe that I ain't had a teenage girl try to approach me for sex. That's what I'm saying too. Unless something happened in the salon recently. And, that's the only questionable place I'm wondering. Now, all I'm saying to any woman I'm interested in is I'm looking for a girlfriend, right? And just eating out there. She's not saying anything, and I just kind of look at her like, I'm interested, but I'll wait. For someone to really be interested. Other than that, I don't think I'm having sex with anyone. Until her. Maybe we just talked. I told him that too. I don't know what all we did in the bathroom. Because we can both go to the bathroom, whether I'm having him out or not, whether we're talking about something sexual or not, right? And we can talk about something sexual, and if we do have sex, it's the only place we can have sex, but like you said, did we? Is that what you think of her? Me? I don't know. We would just do it in the bathroom. Anyway. And if we did, why? Would we do it in the bathroom anyway? Because something's wrong, something's off, the women were picking on her, or what? Right? And I was trying to ease her concern. But maybe I did. But maybe she said, that's okay. And I don't want to do no more. Right? And I said, okay, that's fine. And nothing more happened. I get it. That's the point. No. You didn't ask. You're accusing. So even if she was 15, okay, we both do better than to do certain things with each other. But maybe it was to show her I wasn't hard and what would get me hard. But if she said no at any point, what do we do? Stop. That's what I always tell you. Now, if we kiss, make out, suck boobs, lick pussy, what does it say about oral sex with a 15-year-old who ain't supposed to work in the salon until she's 16? Law's a little shaky there. They're more concerned with what? Penetration. Well, I still don't know you were a virgin, right? And if you don't want me to put anything in you, I wouldn't even put my fingers in you. But, if I'm showing you what I do to get hard, it don't mean it was something sexual all the way either, but just what I need to make me get hard. And that's it. And I showed her how I would make out with her, right? Now, and stuff like that, right? But again, if she says stop, no, at any time, I would stop. Even if you don't love me like I love you. I don't know. You're not giving us a chance to really get to know each other, are you? But maybe I'm doing a little something. But maybe they say stop, and I stop. You can't stop. Someone says stop. Well, whether I get raped by men in prison or not for raping a woman, I don't want to find out. Whether again, right, I'm with a child or not, right? I don't want to find out what happens in prison, whether you rape a woman or not. Now, other than that, I don't murder, steal, assault. That's a self-defense, and clearly self-defense, right? And they know I don't normally attack people either. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, when the guy pulled in, like he was trying to run me over or something, right? I don't know what was going on, right? But 97, 98 is when I went on disability. 98, again, is when I went into the street naked around March. February, March. So, if it was 2008, that was over 10 years later, and I was only on 10 years probation. But it was unsupervised for that little set. I have passed the 10-year mark without getting in trouble. And all that would be is the guy pulled in behind me, took the first swing, and I slung back, right? And I got him better than he got me, and he had to sit down, and that's all I know about it, right? And I left the scene, and no one came looking for me, and everyone knows where I live, right? Even he does. But I don't know if anything happened more or less. I went home, I don't know. Or I actually went out to Golden Corral. Though now it's shut down in Savannah for some reason. So here's the problem that, okay, you can't use the fact that someone has a stepchild, right, male or female, and say when you're trying to mess with someone that's mentally ill anyway, and they're saying I have amnesia anyway from a certain point to a certain point as well for 8 years. I don't remember 2 incidences, and nobody remembers everything, and you keep trying to say I do, right? Remember something when I don't, right? So there again, you're arguing with me, but I remember I don't. Uh-oh, that's the problem. Bye-bye.